So I feel like I need a disclaimer with this vlog, because you guys know that I love chaos. You guys know that I'm devoted to Khorne. I've been fighting the long war for years. I've been fighting that long war even when chaos wasn't getting the love. But I've also followed the star gods. I've never bought into this shards and dynasties, the return of the star gods. Necrons. I've been playing Necrons for a long time. I love the undead space robots. So we're getting this confirmation, new edition of 40K, which shouldn't be a surprise. The current edition has been going on for a while. It's time for a reset. It's always exciting when there is a reset. There are some unique opportunities, some amazing opportunities as a 40K player right now. And on a side note, the next podcast I'm going to push up, how can we position ourselves as 40K players? How can we position ourselves so when the new edition officially drops, everything's been reset. Everything's been reset. The narrative player at your club has been reset. The competitive player been reset. The beardy player that you don't want to play because then you got to hear about it all week. Everything's been reset. It's a race out of the gate, a very exciting race. So how can we position ourselves to evolve and unlock very quickly? We're going to explore that. I'm getting a little off topic. Back to Necrons. The past couple of editions have been chaos, right? Chaos is running around. Chaos is attacking the Imperium. Another Blackstone Fortress. Abaddon's done this. Something's happened. And I love chaos, and it's an important part of the 40K Grimdark. But it seems refreshing as of right now. And as of posting this vlog, we have not gotten confirmation on the starter set yet. But Necrons. Imagine an edition where it's not just about chaos, where there's other threats to the Imperium. So essentially, this whole idea of Dark Imperium, they're just jettisoning out, and it's the Necron dynasties, the resurgence of Necrons. And on a side note, the warriors, the Necron warriors, the new resculpts, I think they look fantastic. I really do. It's updating the older Necrons to the current injected models. That's already, I'm calculating how many boxes am I going to need of these guys. That was awesome. Then we've got the Hive Tyrant guy, which, when I first saw him in the video and the release and the model, it's he has 4 arms, 2 of them are guns, 2 of them are choppy Necron phase blades or something, and it's got 4 legs like a spider. Well, that would be 8. Okay, it's got 4 legs like a crab. Looks like a Hive Tyrant, mechanical Hive Tyrant. I was a little underwhelmed by it. I'm a little bit underwhelmed, but I'm going to buy it. Pushing that model out. But then we have the model that it was in one of the splash screens. It's like a War of the Worlds tripod walker. It looks like a giant tomb spider on legs. I don't know what that is, but I like it. So it looks like, wow, all these releases with Necrons, pushing that out, are Necrons going to be the focus of this next chapter in 40K? I think it would be very, very refreshing. And again, slight bias because I'm a Kron player, but something to fight other than chaos. I mean, enough with the chaos cultists. We've had our fill. Advancing the timeline, pushing things forward, moving things ahead. Side note 1, side note 2. They did say in the FAQ they're not getting rid of mini Marines. You can still play your mini Marines. Okay, but it looks like what's interesting, you knew the Mechanicus was holding on to everything. They've got the Volkite guns now that they're releasing that we haven't seen since Horus Heresy. They're now on the close combat, the soon-to-be-released close combat Primaris. So I think Games Workshop is going to double down on Primaris and just flood the market with them. You're just going to build new Marines. There's going to be no reason to buy mini Marines. They're not going to squat the mini Marines. They're essentially just going to say, look, this new edition, it's all about Primaris because we got to fight the undead space robots. I mean, you saw the trailer. Sisters of Battle, the Faith, with the Angels of Death, the Primaris, and that's where we're going. And, that could be exciting too. I really did not want to start a new Space Marine chapter, but, this is giving me the justification to do it. Get the new Necrons, get them up, still be playing Eldar, Way of Sam Han, playing that out. Tyranids, put them on hold, see what happens for a little bit, and maybe jump in with Primaris. So the release schedule itself, I'm excited for some new models. I'm hoping the starter set will be Primaris versus Necrons. We'll get kind of some cool Necrons. We'll do the usual, right? Pick up 2 or 3 of those sets, keep the faction you want, farm out the other ones, recoup your half of your cost. You're ready to go. I'm sure they will create 1 or 2 exclusive models, both for Necrons and Space Marines, in those 2 kits. Actually, I was texting back and forth with my friend here. We've got a bet. I'll take the bet. The starter set is... I don't think the starter set would be Sisters of Battle versus Necrons. I don't. I think Space Marines are just the icon in the Grimdark. I don't think we'd ever see that type of starter set. Could they do 2 starter sets or intro sets? They could. I wouldn't lose that bet, but I'll take that bet right now. I'll call that it is Space Marines versus Necrons. Side note, bring back the Emperor. At this point, have the Necron dynasties waking up, have it get super crazy, and advance that Grimdark timeline. Bring back the Emperor. And it doesn't even have to be like the full Emperor. It could be like an Avatar. It could be like the shards. The Emperor's spirit is in the warp. If you had like a reincarnated Emperor, he could exist in that duality. He could exist in the warp. He could exist on the Golden Throne, and he could exist in this avatar of war. I mean, look, Eldar do it. The Autarch walks into the Star Chamber. Some stuff happens. He walks out the Avatar. You could do something similar with the Emperor. That would be really cool, and that would lead to some amazing battles with how they play out. I think that's a very interesting aspect. I don't know if they'll be able to do that, but I'm hoping in terms of timeline advancement for some pretty serious stuff. I'm hoping where it'll really shake things up, because if it does, that's going to open up lots and lots of opportunities to buy models.